I move a book from the cushion, fold the blanket once then twice. There's nothing much to straighten, but I straighten it anyway. I never noticed how the sofa has learned the shape of two. The left side holds my little habits, a crease where I tuck one leg underneath. The other side is almost empty except for a shallow dip, the kind you wouldn't notice unless you knew to look for it. And apparently I do. There's a magazine where you usually sit, so I pick it up and put it on the floor. My sweater follows, then the charger I left there last night. I make a space without deciding to, the same width I always make, and catch myself smoothing the cushion with the flat of my hand. Once would have been enough, I do it again. Your side of the sofa was never meant to be your side. No names, no rules, nothing placed there to remind me. It just became the space I leave alone without thinking. A little room beside me. I don't seem satisfied in lying movements that I'm here before you are. I sit down on the left to see if I'm imagining things. There's plenty of room, more than enough to stretch across the whole thing, the way I used to. For a moment I consider it, then somehow my feet stay on the usual corner and my shoulder settles where it always does. The empty half remains empty. I reach for the remote instead. Your side of the sofa was never meant to be your side. No names, no rules, nothing placed there to remind me. It just became the space I leave alone without thinking. A little room beside me. I don't seem to use it anymore, and I only notice when I'm here before you are. It's strange what changes without asking permission. A second glass in the cupboard doesn't mean very much, neither does a spare toothbrush, a jacket forgotten for a night. But I know which cushion I would move them from, and that feels harder to explain. A car door closes somewhere below, and I glance toward the hallway. Too early, I look back at the room and see what I've done. The book on the floor, the blanket folded neatly. You're half of the sofa, waiting like I planned it. I almost put everything back. My hand even reaches for the magazine, then I leave it there. Your side of the sofa, I suppose it's what it is now. Not because you asked, not because I decided, just because when there's room for either of us anywhere, I still leave that particular space for you. Finish that book. I say almost and tell you why I didn't, which somehow takes another 5 minutes. You say the ending isn't worth it anyway, then nearly tell me what it is. I point at you, don't you laugh and look away like you were absolutely going to. From dinner, the woman at the next table who sent her soup back twice. You do the imitation again, quieter this time because it's late, and I'm laughing with one hand on the door like this. there's a little pause, not awkward, just long enough for neither of us to feel it. Okay, I should go. I've said that twice already. You're not like you, believe me, I almost do. Still at the door, talking about nothing we need to finish. Your hand on the frame, mine wrapped around the strap of my bag. There are easier ways to make 10 minutes disappear, but apparently this is ours tonight. Still at the door, still finding one more thing. You ask what I'm doing Thursday, I tell you I don't know yet, though I know exactly what's on my calendar. Nothing. I could say that instead I straighten the sleeve of my coat and ask why. You shrug, no reason, a terrible answer. I let you keep it. Okay, I really should go, that makes 3. You open the door wider, neither of us looks particularly impressed. Your love, still at the door, talking about nothing we need to finish. Your hand on the frame, mine wrapped around the strap of my bag. There are easier ways to make 10 minutes disappear, but apparently this is ours tonight. Still at the door, still finding one more thing. And finally there's nothing else, no unfinished story, no question we forgot to ask. You say text me when you get home, I say I will. A perfectly ordinary sentence. I look down while I say it. The door closes behind me, I hear the lock turn and walk toward the elevator. My finger reaches for the button, then doesn't. For 1 second I just stand there, looking back at your door like I left something inside I didn't. At least nothing I need tonight. Then I press the button before the elevator comes. My phone lights up. Thursday. I read it twice. The elevator opens. I let the first one go. I saw something strange today, painted badly on a sign. Before I even thought about it, I knew you'd find it funny. So I took a picture, then kept walking home. Nothing worth remembering except I thought of you. Later I find it on my phone, somewhere between ordinary things. I open your name without thinking and leave the picture there. Almost sin, almost nothing at all, just a reason to find you on the other side of my screen. to do. Fold a shirt, turn a page, then pick the phone back up. The picture hasn't changed, and neither has my reason. It's still and very funny. I still want you to see. Maybe it's never about the picture or having something clever to say. Somewhere between seeing and smiling, I had already chosen you. Almost said that my thumb comes down. No perfect reason this time. Just somewhere I wanted to, but did I leave the phone face down and make myself something to eat? A minute later it lights up. I let it wait for 10 seconds. There was only one left at the bakery, so we brought it home wrapped in paper. I put 2 plates on the counter and found the smallest knife I own. As if being careful would somehow make 2 perfectly equal pieces. It didn't. One leaned generously to the left, the other looked a little disappointed. I stared at them longer than the situation deserved. I took the smaller half, almost casually. Almost. I turned the plates around once before I set them down, giving myself just enough time to pretend I hadn't measured them. The larger piece went to your side, mine stayed with me. A very minor act of generosity performed with suspicious precision. I sat down feeling quietly pleased with myself for about 3 bites. I gave you the bigger half and kept the crooked little piece, the one that barely held together when I picked it up. No grand gesture, nothing worth remembering, just a few more crumbs on your plate than mine, and me acting like I never noticed. Then I reached the middle, a pocket of dark chocolate had settled almost entirely on my side, warm enough to catch on the fork and leave a little streak across the plate. I looked at your half, perfectly baked and perfectly respectable. Almost no chocolate. I took another bite before the evidence could change. I took the smaller half permanently. I chose well. I gave you the bigger half and kept the crooked little piece, the one that barely held together when I picked it up. No grand gesture, nothing worth remembering, just a few more crumbs on your plate than mine, and me acting like I never noticed. There was one last chocolate corner hiding near the edge. For half a second I considered moving it across, I really did. Then I remembered I had already been generous once, so the chocolate from my thumb and stack both empty plates on top of each other. Yours under beats mine on top for no particular reason. Put my headphones on outside the station, the same playlist I always use going home. The first song starts while I'm crossing the street, but my mind is somewhere a few blocks behind. I'm thinking about the way you missed the doorway, then turned around like no one saw you do it. Nothing important, nothing worth replaying, and somehow I replay it all the way to the light. Another song must start somewhere, the corner, because the singer changes without me noticing. I'm busy remembering your sleeve on the table. Now you kept moving your glass out of the way, then something else comes back for no good reason. The half-second smile you tried not to finish. By now I've walked past 3 familiar storefronts and couldn't tell you what the chorus was. The songs keep changing and I miss everyone. 4 minutes disappearing into another 4. I hear enough to know the music's still playing, just not enough to remember what it was for. You're taking up the spaces between the verses, showing up where every melody should be. Nothing happened that I need to hold on to, but apparently my mind disagrees. One song ends, another begins. I let them pass without catching a word. There's music all the way home, I barely hear it. At the next crossing I remember your hands not touching mine, just folded in your coat. Then the way you looked across the table while I was paying attention to something else. Funny how the smallest parts stay sharpest, while whole conversations disappear first. I couldn't repeat half of what we talked about, but I remember where you almost laughed. And the songs keep changing and I miss everyone. 4 minutes disappearing into another 4. I hear enough to know the music's still playing, just not enough to remember what it was for. You're taking up the spaces between the verses, showing up where every melody should be. Nothing happened that I need to hold on to, but apparently my mind disagrees. Ooh, maybe tomorrow I'll remember the playlist, and tonight we'll settle into something small. Maybe your face will stop appearing beside me every time the city gives my thoughts some room. But the street is long and my hands are in my pockets, and there's no reason to hurry myself along. So I'll let another track go by unnoticed and leave my mind exactly where it wants to be. One song ends, another begins. I still don't reach for my phone. If I wanted to hear the music, I suppose I would. By the time I reach the door of my building, the playlist is 6 or 7 songs ahead. I take one headphone out and stand there thinking, trying to name a single thing I heard. Nothing comes, not a line or a melody, just one unnecessary memory of you. I put my keys between my fingers and go inside, leaving the last song halfway through. Upstairs, I take my headphones off, and the room becomes completely still. I can't remember any of the songs, but I remember you missing that door. read the menu from the beginning, though I already know what I want. There's something reassuring about considering every other option first. Turning the page, changing my mind for half a minute, then coming back to exactly where I started. I settle on the grilled fish, potatoes instead of greens, and the sparkling water with too much lemon. Nothing unusual, at least not yet. Across the table, your finger stops somewhere else. Different names, same potatoes. I notice the lemon beside your glass before I notice anything strange about that. Then I remember you used to leave it untouched. I used to order still water. Somewhere along the way we both became slightly less consistent. I looked down at my side of the menu, trying to remember which habit belonged to whom first. Almost the same, not quite close enough to make me look twice. There's a mustard on the side of yours, the kind I ordered here last time. Mine comes with the herb sauce you once insisted was better. I almost switched back just to make the difference clearer, then decide that would be a ridiculous amount of effort for something neither of us has mentioned. So I close the menu and leave everything as it is. Two different choices, more or less. Almost the same, but never in the obvious places. A little of yours turning up on my side, a little of mine somewhere across the table. Oh, nothing matching perfectly. Maybe that's why I keep noticing when the plates arrive, they look like distant relatives. Same potatoes, different everything else. Mine has more sauce than expected. Yours has the crisp edge I immediately wish mine had. I keep my attention on my own plate for a respectable minute, then my fork pauses somewhere in the middle. Apparently similarity has limits. Almost the should, not quite, and suddenly not close enough. No. One piece disappears from your side and something from mine takes its place. A fair exchange if nobody examines the sizes too closely. I try yours, better edge. You end up with a part of mine that had more sauce. For a while the plates become even less distinguishable. Crumbs crossing borders that apparently mattered 10 minutes ago. By the end I'm not completely certain whose potato is whose. I eat it anyway. Oh, almost the exactly close enough to borrow from each other, different enough to keep reaching across. By the time the plates are nearly empty, I've forgotten which choice started with me. I fold the laundry on the sofa, leaving one small almost reach for another plate. The cupboard closes between the thought and whatever comes after it. If you were here, I can see it almost easier than I should. You beside me, smiling softly like you've always known the room. But the afternoon keeps moving, and I'm doing fine on my own. I eat the lunch I nearly shared, then steal the better chair. If you were here, I'd probably give it back. You're not, so for the moment I stretch my legs across it. Maybe wanting you beside me doesn't have to fill the room. I can leave a little space there without sitting still for you. If you were here, I can see it clear enough to make me smile. Maybe easy things imagined can become real once in a while. If you will, if you The laundry's still half folded, my empty plate is by the sink. I reach across and take my phone before I have time to overthink. The name is already there. This time I don't close the screen. I type something simple and let the rest be real. The corner comes sooner than I expect. The one where I usually turn right. I know the way home without thinking, every cross and every uneven stone. But I'm still walking beside you when we reach the painted line. And somehow my feet follow yours when the light changes left, not right. I notice immediately. I keep walking. It's only one block out of the way, hardly enough to call a detour. There's a florist closing for the day, a bicycle chained to a parking sign, a restaurant setting empty glasses along the tables by the wall. I've passed them all before, just never when I was supposed to be going somewhere else. My bag keeps brushing against my coat with every other step I don't correct my direction. One more block, that's easy enough. One more light, one more corner. Home isn't moving, I can be late to nowhere. One more block, that's easy enough. One more light, one the signal deserves my attention, there's still nowhere I need to be. Nothing waiting on a stove, no reservation, no carefully timed evening. Just my keys somewhere in my bag, and an apartment that will still be there. So when the little figure turns green, I cross again. I know I'm going the wrong way, I know exactly where I turn, but the city doesn't seem to mind, and neither do I. Every step adds another step I'll have to take alone, but somehow that calculation isn't helping very much. Oh, I know I'm going the wrong way, still I'm getting there. Eventually the distance becomes too obvious to ignore. The streets are less familiar here, and my sensible shoes are starting to have opinions. So I stop near a corner shop with postcards turning in a metal rack. For a moment I look down the next street. Another block would be ridiculous, which is probably why I consider it. Then I shift my bag higher and finally stay where I am. One more block, that was the ideal. We became two, I'm not counting the half one. On the way back I pass everything twice. The same restaurant now with two tables occupied. The bicycle is still there, the florist is dark at the crossing where I should have turned. I finally take the right hand street, my building appears exactly where I left it. I check the time as I reach for my keys, 23 minutes. I look back down the road I walk for no good reason, then go inside before I can add another block. Notice it after the door is closed. Halfway through putting the room back together. Two glasses by the sink, a coaster turned the wrong way, and your jacket on the wooden chair where I usually leave nothing. One sleeve nearly touches the floor. I pick it up automatically, already looking toward the closet. Then somewhere between the chair and the empty hanger, I change my mind. So back it goes, over the chair, a little more carefully this time. Still out of place, I leave it there. I straighten the cushions instead and carry both glasses to the kitchen. The coaster gets turned around, the receipt disappears into the drawer. I'm usually good at restoring a room to the way it looked before, but tonight there's one small exception hanging over the back of a chair. Dark fabric against pale wood, impossible not to notice. Strangely easy not to fix. Oh, your jacket on my way to get some water. The sleeve is slipped again. I stop, lifted from the floor. For some reason I arrange the collar, then immediately realize that makes the whole thing worse. Now it looks intentional. I stand there with one hand on my hip, considering the evidence. Then I mess it up just a little better. So there it stays over the chair, almost the way you left it. Almost I leave it there. I take a book to the sofa and get through maybe 4 pages. My eyes keep finding the chair at the edge of the room. Not dramatically, just every now and then. The way you check the time when you're waiting for nothing. By page 5 I give up on reading. I place the book face down, then immediately pick it up again. Because I hate bending the spine. Some habits survive everything. Ooh, it doesn't belong there, and somehow that's the part I like. One thing in the room I didn't choose or put away. Tomorrow it goes back with you, I know that. But tonight my apartment can be slightly less mine. I don't mind the way that looks. Before bed I check the lock, turn off the kitchen light, and carry my glass down the hall. The chair is the last thing I see before the room goes dark. I almost take the jacket with me, so I won't forget it tomorrow. Almost. Instead I leave it exactly where it is and go back once to move the sleeve off the floor. I have standards, apparently. I'm halfway down the grocery aisle, reading labels I've read 100 times, when somehow I can see you there, with one hand resting on the cart. You reach for something I would never buy. I put it back when you weren't looking, then probably changed my mind before we reach the register. The picture comes so easily, I forget for half a second. I'm standing here alone. I can see it without even trying. You beside me in the most ordinary places, turning your head that almost smell already there. Like I only have to look a little to the left and you'll be exactly where I imagine you. I can see it, maybe a little too well. At home I'm cutting something for dinner and leave too much space on the counter. Enough for another pair of hands, another glass beside the stove. I catch myself moving the cutting board slightly closer to my side, as if somebody needs the other half. It's such a small adjustment, I almost miss myself doing traffic line, just you, where there's room for you. It happens waiting at a crossing. It happens choosing which train to take. Sometimes when I find something funny and turn before I remember, there's nobody beside me to catch the expression on my face. That one gets me. The empty space stays empty, but for a second I could have sworn I knew exactly how you look, trying not to laugh. You fit too easily into days you've never been part of. That's all, that's the problem. Maybe I know imagination can make it self-convincing. Give it enough details and almost anything feels close. But mine never gives us anything extraordinary. No distant city, no impossible night. It gives me a coat by the door, your shoes somewhere beside mine, your shoulder next to mine, while I wait for the light to change. So ordinary, I almost trust it. I can see it without even trying. You beside me like the space was always yours, turning your head with that easy little smile. So clear, sometimes I nearly smile back. And maybe things that come this naturally aren't always meant to stay imaginary. I don't know, but I can see it so easily, so easily. Back home I put the groceries away. Everything fits where it usually does. I start making dinner and reach for one plate, then stop, not for long. I take one plate down like always, close the cupboard and leave the other one right where it is for now. Leave my keys beside the doorway and let my coat fall over the chair. One earring lands where it should, the other rolls somewhere out of sight. I'll find it later. The room feels different for a minute after being somewhere else for hours, and I walk through it slowly, turning on only the lamp by the bed. Everything is where I left it almost. I pull the pins out of my hair and leave them in a little row. The last one catches near the end, so I work it loose with both hands. My hair falls across my shoulders, and that's when I notice something faint still caught in it. Not mine, or maybe partly mine by now. I stop before reaching for the brush. Still in my hair, something I carried on without knowing. Too faint to name, too familiar to ignore. I could wash it out, open the bottle by the sink, let the water take the whole evening with it. Instead I stand there a little longer than I need to, with place we were in, the fabric of the booth, something from the crowded hallway, or the collar of my coat. There are enough explanations to make the question unnecessary. Still, I gather one loose strand and bring it closer, just once, as if being certain would change anything. It doesn't, I do it anyway. Some things follow you home without taking up any room. No coat on the chair, no glass by the sink, just this. I change into an old white shirt and wipe away what's left of my makeup. The mirror gives me back the version of myself I know best. Bare feet, loose hair, one earring missing. I finally find it beside the leg of the dresser, then stand up too quickly and nearly lose it again. That brings me back to the room. Still in my hair, something I carried home without knowing, already fading, though I haven't moved. I could wash it out and never think about it again, but the water can't wait another minute or two. So I leave the brush beside the sink and let the evening stare eternally. Eventually I tie my hair back, not because the scent is gone, just because I need to wash my face properly. I find an elastic around my wrist, twist it once, twice, then stop before the third too tight. I loosen it again. I move a book from the cushion, fold the blanket once, then twice. There's nothing much to straighten, but I straighten it anyway. I never noticed how the sofa has learned the shape of two. The left side holds my little habits, a crease where I tuck one leg underneath. The other side is almost empty, except for a shallow dip, the kind you wouldn't notice unless you knew to look for it. And apparently I do. There's a magazine where you usually sit, so I pick it up and put it on the floor. My sweater follows in the charger I left there last night. I make a space without deciding to, the same without always making, catch myself smoothing the cushion with the flat of my hand. Once would have been enough, I do it again. Your side of the sofa was never meant to be your side. No names, no rules, nothing placed there to remind me. It just became the space I leave alone without thinking. A little room beside me I don't seem to use anymore, and I only notice when I'm here before you are. I sit down on the left to see if I'm imagining things. There's plenty of room, more than enough to stretch across the whole thing the way I used to. For a moment I consider it, then somehow my feet stay on their usual corner and my shoulder settles where it always does. The empty half remains empty. I reach for the remote instead. Your side of the sofa was never meant to be your side. Oh, at the room and see what I've done. The book on the floor, the blanket folded neatly, or half of the sofa waiting like I planned it. I almost put everything back. My hand even reaches for the magazine. Then I leave it there, your side of the sofa. Because I decided, just because when there's room for either of us anywhere, I still leave that particular space for you. For you. For you. Against the doorway and ask if I ever finished that book. I say almost and tell you why I didn't, which somehow takes another 5 minutes. You say the ending isn't worth it anyway, then nearly tell me what it is. I point at you, don't you laugh and look away like you were absolutely going to. For the handle and remember something from dinner. The woman at the next table who sent her soup back twice. You do the imitation again, quieter this time because it's late. And I'm laughing with one hand on the door, like this is somehow part of leaving. And there's a little pause, not awkward, just long enough for neither of us to feel it. Okay, I should go. I've said that twice already. You're not like you believe me, almost do. Still at the door, talking about nothing we need to finish. Your hand on the frame, mine wrapped around the strap of my bag. There are easier ways to make 10 minutes disappear, but apparently this is ours tonight. Still at the door, still finding one more thing. You ask what I'm doing Thursday, I tell you I don't know yet, though I know exactly what's on my calendar. Nothing. I could say that instead. I straighten the sleeve of my coat and ask why. You shrug, no reason. A terrible answer, I let you keep it. Okay, I really should go. That makes 3. Looks particularly impressed. Still at the door, talking about nothing we need to finish. Your hand on the frame, mine wrapped around the strap of my bag. There are easier ways to make 10 minutes disappear, but apparently this is ours tonight. Still at the door, still finding one more thing. Text me when you get home, I say I will. A perfectly ordinary sentence. I look down while I say it. left something inside I didn't. At least nothing I need tonight. Then I press the button before the elevator comes. My phone lights up. Thursday, I read it twice. The elevator opens, I let the first one go. I'm halfway down the grocery aisle, reading labels I've read 100 times, when somehow I can see you there with one hand resting on the cart. You reach for something I would never buy. I put it back when you weren't looking, and probably changed my mind before we reach the register. The picture comes so easily, I forget for half a second I'm standing here alone. Ooh, I can see it without even trying. You beside me in the most ordinary places, turning in your head, almost smile already there, like I only have to look a little to the left and you'll be exactly where I imagine you. I can see it, maybe a little too well. At home I'm cutting something for dinner and leave too much space on the counter, enough for another pair of hands, another glass beside the stove. I catch myself moving the cutting board slightly closer to my side, as if somebody needs the other half. It's such a small adjustment, I almost miss myself doing it, almost. Then I look at the empty space and know exactly who I put there. I can see you without even trying, leaning there like you've done it 100 times, looking over with that familiar almost smile. And the strangest part is nothing about it feels invented. No perfect scene, no perfect line, just you, where there's room for you. It happens waiting at a crossing, it happens choosing which train to take. Sometimes when I find something funny and turn before I remember there's nobody beside me to catch the expression on my face. That one gets me. Ooh, the empty space stays empty, but for a second I could have sworn I knew exactly how you'd look, trying not to laugh. You fit too easily into days you've never been part of. That's all, that's the problem. Maybe I know imagination can make itself convincing. Give it enough details and almost anything feels close, but mine never gives us anything extraordinary. No distant city, no impossible night. It gives me a coat by the door, your shoes somewhere beside mine, your shoulder next to mine, while I wait for the light to change. So ordinary, I almost trust it. always meant to stay imaginary. I don't know, but I can see it. I can see it so easily. Back home, I put the groceries away. Everything fits where it usually does. I start making dinner and reach for one plate, then stop, not for long. I take